Hey, it's Cal Forever here. We're just kind of like taking in the light, taking in the sun. Came here to the library to kind of like meditate and do a video and upload a video to share with people. And look at how beautiful. This is Thunder Mountain. I love that mountain. So cool. I'm just gonna sit here and meditate. I've never really meditated here. This is a cool tree. I feel like a little lotus frog. So let's take 3 breaths. Tongue on the roof of the mouth, through the nose. And releasing all the old. Breathing in the new. And a third one to relax. And sound to ground into the body. Okay, so I was just kind of like going through some messages or realizations in my head that had kind of like, I'd actually thought about this like almost, or like 2 years ago probably. Like, there's something that people are really missing in spirituality, and that's love. And the funniest thing, and I mean like really real love, like really feeling love and care instead of just talking about it. You know, and people even do it with other things like, oh, I'm so grateful for this, because they feel like that to be a spiritual person that they have to be grateful for something, and that makes them spiritual or doing good in their spiritual practice or whatever. But to say that you're grateful for something or that you love something when you really aren't, you know, that's not being authentic. That's not being honest to yourself or authentic to yourself. And it's hindering your growth on your spiritual path. And it develops this spiritual ego. Here in northern Arizona in Sedona, this place is a perfect example of exactly not of how not to act or behave as a spiritual being. So it's a great lesson ground here, right? So New Earth in any healthy foundation is a foundation built upon love. And that's what any healthy relationship is built upon, whether it's a relationship with ourselves, with our family, with a romantic partner, whether it's our relationship with nature and the environment, is the foundation of love. And what is love? Well, the purest form of love is emptiness. It's nothing, which is stillness, which is still everything if you really get into the understanding of it. Everything before vibration, before it started to move. And that's why it's stillness and still everything, and it's still there, right? Everything is still there. And everyone has this emptiness within them, and it is within the heart. Because the heart, when we were conceived by our parents, the first thing that was created was the skin, but then I think like the second thing, don't quote me on this, was the heart. And everything comes from nothing. And so nothing is in the heart. But everything also kind of, it's like a children kind of comes from nothing, with two energies coming together to vibrate and create something new. So that new energy, it's like it came from the two, but in and of its own, its uniqueness came from nothing, right? So I hope that some of this makes sense. And maybe it doesn't, and maybe it's not completely true, but right? So we must build a foundation on love. In spirituality, people like to go from A to Z. People like to walk the talk, or like to talk the walk, but they don't like to walk it, or they don't understand what it is, because they're not grounded into their body. They're not grounded into their heart. They're caught up in their monkey mind. And it's about actualizing and embodying the teachings. It's about actualizing and realizing the truth, which is love, which is nothing, which is the source, which is still everything, and which is the ultimate peace that you're going to find in this reality, right? And also, when you've kind of developed the emptiness for so long, then you start to feel like you need to move, like you need to do something, like you need to, like you can't find happiness unless you, right, unless you go and seek out things, because a lot of people think, oh, like you're just going to be happy just sitting in emptiness, and it's like, no, you're not. That is the place to get to and to cultivate, to create the space to receive the happiness that you want, right? And love is the foundation, or the purest form of love is the foundation that is going to bring happiness and success into your life, and is going to bring you the most fulfillment. People seeking out substance or any addiction or thing like that is because they're, whether it's substance or not, it's because they're trying to feel the love of God. And I used to be an alcoholic. I used to do drugs, and I used to be on medications. And once I made this shift into my heart and realized the truth of the universe, in God, in the truth, I finally found what I'd been looking for my whole life. I was looking to feel the divine. I was looking for a general shift to my consciousness, and that's what I said when I was a kid. So it's really simple. All you have to do is do it. And all you have to do is kind of like stop doing certain things, or allow certain things to just flow, like in Zen meditation, allowing your thoughts to flow. Your brain and your body's doing things naturally. It's just about surrendering to allowing that natural flow instead of resisting thoughts or emotions. Because when you do that, you just end up clenching up and damning love. And you're damning passion. And then what is damned passion? It's anger. And people get angry when other people damn, their passion, because those people are damning passion within themselves, and that's a reflection of themselves. And in that moment, you are almost it's like you are kind of being a mirror to that person, and then it's like anger breaks those walls down. That is the whole point of anger, is to get the energy to move forward, is to break through the walls that are blocking love. But also, sitting and spinning in anger and not taking action in the areas, like just sitting there and getting frustrated with yourself for not doing what you want to do and spinning in that isn't helpful. Sometimes sitting and spinning in that frustration can be a fermentation process inside yourself and really doing a lot of shifts inside of yourself. But a lot of times it's just a waste of energy. And it's like, how many times do you need to repeat that lesson over and over again until you realize, or till enough is enough and you finally decide to surrender to love? I went through 2 years of panic attacks and anxiety and collective clearing and like dying every day on the couch, shaking. It sucked till I finally decided to surrender to love. And sometimes it takes a little bit because we forget about it. So I hope that this brings reality and understanding into your life, and actualizes and realizes whatever you've been trying to realize your whole life. Because everyone deserves that. And everyone has this. Everyone truly does. It just, how many walls and barriers are in the way for you to either break through or to surrender, to leap over or go around or go through in the most graceful way as possible back into your heart. And that is this ascension. That is this shift in consciousness that humanity is going through right now. That is the first step. And until you take the leap of your limitations and trust that you're not going to die, right? Because it kind of feels like dying. That's what it felt like for me. It felt like the death of my ego and the panic attacks. The ultimate thing that the panic attack was asking of me, and I'd had them since I was in high school, was the ultimate fear of it, which was death. What was to surrender to death. But I can tell you one thing. Don't fear the reaper, because you are the one that is reaping the rewards. You are the reaper. Do not fear yourself. Be thankful and grateful. And if you're not thankful or grateful in the moment and you hate it and you don't like it, be honest with yourself, right? And then you'll see the truth. Cal Forever here. Thanks for listening and paying attention to my message. It's truly something for the world now that the world needs. And everyone needs more love, not less. I kind of want to give credit to Elijah Ray, because he was the one who said, take the leap of your limitations, you're not going to die. And I heard that afterwards, but it was like, oh man, that was exactly what I needed to hear. And Matt Kahn also, he's a great teacher, and he says, everyone needs more love, not less. And it is so true. Because if people felt true unconditional love, they would not hurt other people. They would be considerate of other people, over their own selfish needs and wants and desires and feelings. So, I'm just going to leave the message at that. Cal Forever here. Just out here enjoying life as much as I can in this moment. To the fullest, wholeheartedly.